Kiss 107.1 is WTLC Saginaw with Steve Harvey in the morning.
Mornings can't get no better. It's the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And simply the best R&B all day.
Y'all be jamming?
Listen live on your smartphone, in your car, at work, or live at KissWTLZ.com. We're Kiss 107.1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Kareem Bowen. So glad to have all of you with us on today. We have back with us in the studio my guy, White Soul. What is going on, Matthew?
What up, though?
Matthew, so what is it? I mean, you disappeared with us on last week. What is it that you had going on? Were you out there doing some white boy stuff? What were you doing?
Well, I was up north for a family reunion.
Yep.
That night that everything went down, I was actually at my great uncle and aunt's house having a family dinner with some of my second cousins and some family that I don't normally see a lot. And out of nowhere, I started getting all these text messages, and yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shade him in the studio. Someone told me, hey, by now you should know what the board looks like and know what to do. I'm glad you're here with us on today. We have a great show carved out for you guys. We have, as I told you before, we have had a conversation starting about 3 weeks ago. I think this is week number 4. With individuals who have been impacted by gun violence. And so we're going to continue that conversation on today. Sharice Steele Phillips, you are the first person that we see at our social media stream. For the rest of you that are coming in, let's please like, tag, and share this conversations with other individuals that are coming into the session. Let's make sure that our cousins, our family up the street, and our play cousins, everybody understands that it is time for straight talk. Matt, if you could help me out, I'm hearing a buzzing in my headset instead of getting the sound.
Yeah, I believe that's from your phone, or hold on, let me try some stuff.
Yeah, I think we're having some feedback. I know there were some issues with the board, but we're going to get that taken care of. As long as you can hear, I'll continue. There we go. Whatever that issue is right there, I still don't hear it. But if you can work on it, I'll let you know when we got it. All right, so those of you that are tuning in, there we go. Bam, you got it, my guy. I would have been running around here looking crazy like last week if he not had been here. Linda Napier, shout out to you as well. Those of you who are coming, remember, like, tag, and share this conversation. Before we get going, y'all know I always got to start by talking about what's on my mind. And I got to start off with this because I love old people. And as it would have it, in my candor and my banter, I offended one of our senior stateswomen and people, woman and man, group of folks, a couple weeks ago when I was just kind of talking. Y'all know how it is. I believe my man Wes, who you're going to talk to, Wesley Willis, he got me in trouble. And we were talking about things that happen in the community, and we referred to Stop and Shop as Stop and Get Shot. And I'm laughing, but it is not a laughing matter. If you are out there, I got a phone call from a friend all the way in Atlanta saying, yo, cause you done made some people mad. And I said, oh man, who done mad? I didn't know what it was we were talking about because we were on here joking. And I got a call from Miss Edie. Mr. Edie, Miss Pegues, excuse me. Miss Pegues gave me a call, and I was like, wow, I look at Miss Pegues and her husband as pioneers in this community in terms of Black business. They were putting things in our community when other people would not. And she didn't just give me a piece of her mind. She also got a brother straight. She says, let me give you a little history on what went down and how that happened. And so I've always looked at her as someone that I've always appreciated and valued her insight and what she has done in the community. She has been someone who has put businesses in our community. She has worked with other individuals trying to start business co-ops and pools to get Black folks to invest in Black communities. And that she's had a great deal of success. And, when the work that she was doing, when she was doing it with her own money, not loans from banks and things of that nature, but taking money and making things happen in our community. So I had to, apologize. I don't care when the state's man or woman calls you and they say, "Hey, listen, let me get you together." I stand and I do what I do off the backs and the shoulders of those who have come before me. So Miss Pegues, I certainly thank you. And so I had to get on my grown man stuff. I had to apologize, had to send her some flowers. Let me make sure I take care of this, because she is somebody that I truly respect. I've always thought she is an amazing woman, and what her and her husband do in this community is absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to make sure I corrected that on the airwaves. And I am going to get her in here. She said, "Young man, there's a lot that you need to understand." She says, "You have a platform. We need your leadership, and you got to stop josting all the time." I ain't heard that word since my grandmother said it, but I knew what she meant. Right. So my grandmother said, when someone gives you a platform, have something to say. And so I certainly thank you. She said, make sure you do your research. And so I have been corrected, thankfully, lovingly, kindly, and I appreciate the time that you have taken, Miss Edie, to speak with me. We're going to get together. I want to have her in the show because she has a lot of wisdom that she can share with our community, and I want to make sure that she has the opportunity to do that. All right, so I think I'm good down in Atlanta. Shay, thanks for the call to let me know that I had stepped on some toes. I certainly appreciate all of you for that. Now I want to talk about a couple of things. First, y'all know we were excited by the display of Black Girl Magic during the Olympics. 1, 2, and 3 top gymnasts, Simone Biles, Jordan Childs, and I cannot remember the other young lady's name at the time, all standing on the podium together, taking gold, silver, and bronze. Well, since then, we've had a little bit of mix-up. Jordan Childs, because of some technicalities of the Olympic, weeks later is now being stripped of her bronze medal. And I don't know how y'all, tell me how y'all feel about that. Put that in the chat. How are y'all feeling about that? Many people thought that they should have just added an additional award. But we'll see what happened, because it was not something that she had done. It was not something, I guess, the team had done it. There's a review. It's going to be an ongoing saga. But anyways, let's prayers for Miss Jordan Childs. Then the other thing I'm about to do, I'm about to talk to y'all, all of my Black women out there, because I know y'all was giving Miss Biles the blues. She's out there flipping, twisting, gyrating, all this stuff to bring home the gold. And the conversation in Black America was like, yo, what's going on with sister's hair? Somebody need to help her out with them edges. Them edges are out of control. And I was sitting there like, somebody's like, could y'all pass some edge control? And you said it was because of a variety of different things. But I was like, man, this sister's out here on a world stage, and they say that's why her hair should have been together. But I guess Simone said, y'all get off her back. She said she went and got the press and curl, and she was on that hot bus. And y'all know what happens when you get in that humidity, depending on what texture you got. I just learned that, but I don't even know what the numbers are. But if you got that can't you comb it, don't you try it, sort of, I'm not going to say nappy, natural textured hair, then you understand the trauma. There's some ladies sitting across me like right here. If you got that, you understood what she was going through. But she got those gold medals, and she said, take that. And she said, so I'm going to take the millions to the bank. She going to sit there. She said she knew what she wanted to with the hair. She said, so get off her, because she is the GOAT. That is the greatest of all times. So I want you all to give her a break. And not only that, but sister was out there doing all of this work while pregnant. So she is retiring from the games. It'll be a tremendous loss for us in terms of watching, but she wants to go out there. There's a certain period of time that she, you all have to bring life into the world. And so she wants to be able to do that as well. So thoughts and prayers and well wishes for Miss Biles. The Saginaw African Cultural Festival. My man, president of this year's festival, and has been running it for a while, Ralph Martin, shout out to you, man. It is nothing like seeing Black folks come together, Black love, supporting Black business, doing Black stuff, and enjoying one another. An amazing turnout. Which I want to say, because the local talent was off the chain. It just goes to show that when we support our own and when we come out, we don't have to have a big name headliner to make great things happen. I want to say congratulations to all of you that are out there. All right, remember, like, tag, and share this conversation. I'm going to hold off my commentary on Project 2025 to get into what we're talking about. I am nearly done with the 900-page document, and I did this. This is what I do for my people so that we could have an educated conversation about what's going on. I've highlighted some points. I've bullet pointed some pages, and we're going to talk about this. So maybe on next week when we get into our conversation, I will share with you my my outcomes from what we read with Project 2025. Now they're trying to change the name. They're disavowing it. But what I will say once again, the organization, the Heritage Foundation that put this together, they've been around for decades. As a matter of fact, when Ronald Reagan ran, 60% of what they presented became a part of what he presented as his agenda for conservative America. So don't let them fool you. We're going to come back with a greater conversation in that space. So y'all need to make sure we paying attention. Shout out to everyone. The primaries are over. I'm so glad the primaries are over. I'm tired of divisive politics and all of the other stuff. Now we just got a divided America down there. Since y'all talking, wait a minute. Let me tell y'all something real quick. And this is right off the dome. I need y'all to, I want y'all to think about this. And if you got something to say, put it in the chat. I had a conversation today. Y'all know I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of the cloth. I'm God's man first. I tell everybody that first. I had a conversation and I was talking, I bugged my nose in everybody else's business as they were talking about politics. And I was called poisonous and toxic as a man of faith because I guess there is this thing that if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're voting for, genocide and killing babies and abortion, and you're responsible for folks who get abortions. And I told y'all, I'm not a fan of Kamala Harris, but I'm also not a fan of adulterers, liars, thieves, cheaters, schemers, xenophobics, and all of the other like and the above, right? All of the things that the Bible speaks of. You are not of me, you're the father, the devil, who is the father of lies, right? So I'm all those things. And that brother told me that I needed to get my politics right if I voted for her, because I was voting for people to be able to kill their babies. And I started the conversation of I am 100% for the life of children. Abortion does a disservice in our communities, but people gonna do what they gonna do. And so y'all have a I want to talk about that, because I think that there's something there. And when people begin to play identity politics, if you do this, then this is who you are. You can't put me in a box like that, bro. But we're going to talk about that. If you got something to say, put that in the conversation. I'm getting ready to get to what we're going to talk about today. I want to talk with these ladies that are on the other side of me. I'm going to bring them in the stream. If you see these beautiful, lovely ladies in their beautiful pink shirts, and I got one that is hiding over here behind the mic. We have Beatrice Townsend with us. We have Tangela Owens and Barbara Crooks. She is the one that you see right there in the middle. They are with a group that is Moms Who Have an Angel in Heaven. Did I get it right? Moms with an Angel in Heaven. Make sure I get it right, because all I got is my name. All right. Be like Tina. All right. So these wonderful women, I'm going to talk, I guess, with Barb first. Barb, you were the first person that came to attention that we had our conversation with initially. And we were talking about this. We have been really focusing on family members who have lost a child to the senseless murders, the killing, the violence that's happening in the community. Why don't you share with us just a little bit your personal story? First of all, let's talk about what your situation was. What happened with you and your child?
Well, in 2005.
No, I need you to talk up. She in here talking. Where you ain't talking to Big Mama in the living room on the plastic furniture? Come on.
Okay, well, it's 2005.
Setting that jail, but the rock to death. Come on.
Okay, 2005. My baby Terrence Winters was murdered. They went in his house and murdered him. They stole his car.
Still tough.
It's tough. It's tough.
This is when again?
2005.
2005.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Terrence because we want to make sure we put those names out there. Terrence Winters.
Lavelle Winters, yes.
Terrence Lavelle Winters. She gave me his whole government name.
Whole
All right, Terrence
name.
Lavelle Winters, 2005.
Yes.
When you said have they found the perpetrators who murdered your son?
Yes. It was
Great.
After 12 years, they finally did catch him, and they did go to trial. They didn't get what they deserved. I felt that they took a life. They should have got life, but one got 12 years, one got 16 years, and
still a tough moment.
It's still a tough moment.
The beauty is that the perpetrators were caught.
Yes.
That's the great thing.
Yes.
Now, when we look at this, and this has been 2005, 19 years later, and I'm saying this because you're talking to folks over the airwaves. There's a brother named Wesley Willis who has been here with me for the past 3 weeks. I want you to share with us about that road, the road to healing. What does it look like?
It's a rough road. You get to cope with it, but it's hard. It's day by day you deal with it, but baby, it's hard. It's hard. You're going to have those moments. You never get over it. It's like you live in the day by day. You're good this moment. The next moment, you're still living that life, that same moment over and over.
Okay. So we have a couple of the ladies. Before we get to them, I want to just kind of, where did this group, moms with who have an angel in heaven, make sure with an angel,
with the angel in heaven?
Yes. How did this group? Did it come? Were you the person who brought this together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why?
Because a lot of ladies came to me for support, and I seemed to keep going back and forth, and the Lord just kept putting it on my heart to just reach out to ladies and, be there for support. So I reached out to Tangela and asked her if I came up with that, would she be there to help me? And we came up with that 3 years now, and we've been going strong with this as a support group.
Okay. As a support group, what kinds of things are most important for you to provide for those who are coming in? They've suffered tragedy. They're dealing with the sense of loss. They're hoping to find some sense of justice while going through this the whole process, the gamut of grieving. So what is most important that you all provide as a support group?
We meet once a month. We try to be here to support each other. No matter what time of the day or the night, you call us, we there, we come together in prayer. We try to be supportive of each other, whatever it takes. We started off as mom with the angels in heaven, but we have opened up our group to anyone, dads, whoever you lost.
So it's parents.
It's parents.
Yeah.
Sisters,
brothers, family.
Whoever lost a loved one,
Okay.
we all grieving. So we here for support.
Okay. All right, Tangela, I'm going to turn our conversation over to you. I want to talk a little bit about Taquanisha McKinley.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
All right. Because we got to make sure we get these names right.
Yeah.
So when we look at it, I want you to share, what was your personal story? Give me a date, Taquanisha. What do you remember about the day that this happened?
Well, I was there. So she was murdered on May 23rd of 2013.
Okay.
It was the prom gathering.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Yeah. And it was the shooting. The shooting happened and she lost her life.
Wow. And so you were there?
Yeah, we were all there. Like me and my kids, and
this was
period
prom meetup.
Yeah.
And was this on the island? Or was this?
That was at the South Street.
Okay, over on the south side.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they wasn't doing that Ojibwe Island thing. It actually started from that. When she got killed, they started doing that
over at Ojibwe.
Yeah.
So she brought a change to what was taking place.
Right.
All right. So Taquanisha, you said you were there. Just bring us back. Share your story of what you saw take place, and share that with our listeners.
So we're there, the kids going to prom. My niece was going to prom. She hadn't made it there yet, but so we there watching all of the people who had made it out there with, with their little outfits on. And boys showed up that wasn't going to the prom, and they just started shooting.
No, and your daughter happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, so to speak.
I think they were in the wrong place at the wrong
Well,
time.
I'm glad. You know what? When I said it, I caught myself. No, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But she was. I mean,
all of us there for
were for that particular purpose.
yeah,
And so they were there with ulterior motives.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. And so that has been some time.
Yeah.
What does the road to healing look like for you? Because it's different for every individual. What's been different for you?
I think I learned now to know it's for life. It's no cap on grieving. And it, like Barb said, it is day by day.
I want to ask this question before we get there, and I appreciate the sincerity of your words, and I really, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you women being here. And I never want you to feel like I'm exploiting what you're going through, because that's not the case. I want to provide a place where you all can share your story and keep your loved ones alive, so that we can continually remember them. So, with Takwanisha, were they able to find the perpetrators that murdered her?
3 guys were convicted.
Okay.
I mean, I know it was more, but 3 guys did get convicted, and I don't think they ever come home.
Okay.
Nobody was actually able to be charged with a murder because the bullet that killed her wasn't retrieved, but like the judge made sure that
The time was there.
Mhm.
Okay. So what did that sense of having someone that you can place this on that's responsible, what did that do for you? Because I know it's an important piece of that process of closure.
It is. And then, so 2 of the guys that got convicted, we knew very well. Like my kids grew up with them.
Wow.
Like these kids stayed the night at my house and stuff like that.
Whoa.
So that's a hard.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's park there, because I think if we really found out all the shooters, I think that many parents will probably find out the same thing, especially right now. How did you cope with this being somebody who stayed at your house, came around, probably called you ma, ate your food at the table? How did you deal with that?
It was hard. And, going through court, it was hard, looking at them like they couldn't look at me. It was hard for them. The one boy broke down pretty bad that, told his story. The other was kind of like, I wasn't shooting, but the one, and he kind of broke down. And he told, he actually was shooting, and we knew he was shooting, but he couldn't, he came to the funeral. They got him from the funeral. Like, if you can remember the story, that was a big thing in the newspaper. They arrested him out at the funeral.
They always say the perpetrator always returns to the scene of the crime. And a lot of times it's because of what you saw. People can't deal and cope with themselves having done what they've done.
Yeah. Like he called her sister. So, but like we went back and watched the video like after the funeral, because during the funeral I didn't know that they came in and got him. I'm in the front. So I found out when we stepped outside that that's what happened. And later I watched the video, and he was there, kind of first at the funeral, like standing over her body. He was, sad crying.
So let me ask this question, and I agree with you, Sharice Steele Phillips, one of our listeners out there, said the ultimate level of violation, the fact that you can be in my home and take away what's most valued, that makes my home home. How have you been able to, and I want you to be very honest, to deal with that particular thing? And where are you? Have you been able to forgive? Are you still, where are you at in that process with those individuals?
I forgave kind of instantly because I felt like I had to move on. Like that was the godly thing to do for me. Like I felt like I couldn't have moved on. Like I didn't move on in that type of sense, but like to move on that way, like I couldn't walk around like hating these boys. Because
forgiveness wasn't for them, it was really for you, so that you could let it go. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk with Beatrice Townsend regarding Richard Lewis Townsend Jr. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Once again, like, tag, and share this. Stick, stay, don't go away. We'll be back with more of Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Hey, Mid-Michigan, if you want a nicer, newer car you can afford, go for gold during my Old Ride Relay. Ryan Watsick here from Bell-Watsick GMC Buick, your only local Buick dealer and home with a lifetime warranty. If your old ride's a loser, hand it off to us and save up to $3,000 on a nicer, newer car based on the price of the car you pick. Here at Bell-Watsick GMC Buick, we're focused on affordability. My dream team of solution specialists hustle hard to help you find a car you love for a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, this month only, you could get way more for your old ride during my Old Ride Relay. So even if you're not a level 1 athlete, get in the game and hand off your old ride so you can save up to $3,000 on a nicer, newer car based on the price of the car you pick. But hurry, the race is on and this deal won't last long. I'm Ryan Watsick, your dealer for the people. See all the gold-worthy rides at RyanApproved.com. That's RyanApproved.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines the actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends August 31st, 2024.
From cars and trucks to boats and side-by-sides, you can cruise into a great rate with Dow Credit Union. Whether you're looking for something new or used, on-road or off, we have auto loan rates as low as 6.99% APR and recreational vehicle rates as low as 7.99% APR. Visit dowcreditunion.org/adventure and hit the road, water, or trail this summer. Rates may change and are based on creditworthiness and collateral conditions. All loans subject to approval.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey you, I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINCESS.
This is the KISS community page, where you can find out about all of the great things that are going on in Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland. From the Heart Ministries presents Faith Over Fear, Back to School Drive. Bring brand new boys and girls tennis shoes, grades K through 12, to the altar on Sundays. And it's happening now through September the 7th. Pastor Elvin Owens would like to give away 500 pairs of shoes, and they will be distributed on September the 7th between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can drop them off right at the church, which is located at 643 Irving Park Boulevard, or make a monetary donation by using Cash App, $ Elvin Owens. Gateway Family and Urgent Care presents Concert for a Cause, happening on September the 8th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. You can enjoy live music, rain or shine, at the Midland Town Center Gateway Parking Lot, 1549 Washington Street in Midland, featuring Grammy-nominated Larry McCray. The Black Male Summit, happening on September the 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., happening at Thompson Middle School, which is located at 3021 Court Street here in Saginaw, with special guest Hill Harper. He is the star of ABC's The Good Doctor, also an author of Letters to a Brother. Black Men Speak Up empowerment sessions include subjects such as Stop the Violence, child support, Go Get Your Mind Right, Representation Matters. Once again, it's happening on September the 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Community organizers, please submit your events at least 2 weeks in advance to kisswtlz.com.
Hey, it's Steve Harvey, y'all. Here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Who wants to be short? Why would I go from 6'2" down to 5'9"? Why would I want to leave this glorious view of life I've had to come down there and now I got the tippy toe? I can't get a plate out the cabinet. I'm in here trying to jump. I'm in here trying to jump, get the pickles off the top shelf of the refrigerator. Kiss 107.1, simply the best R&B.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
This is Kareem, and we're back with more of Straight Talk. We're here with the ladies of loved ones who have an angel in heaven. Is that how we're going to call it?
Oh, that's good.
All right, there we go. There we're going to call it. And you've been hearing the conversation that we've been having. But before, in between the break, we had a piece that I really want to kind of key in on before we get over to Mrs. Townsend. And you were sharing with me, Mrs. Crooks, that your situation was devastating, and you were giving me a reason why. It took you 12 years. And you were working at the station. You became detective number 13 because you was working.
That's right.
What was the challenge that you saw or that you faced in that period of time?
I just didn't give up.
Okay.
I made sure that I was down there because this is one case I wasn't giving up on. I wasn't going to let them give up. And I worked with them every day down at that headquarters, the prosecutor, every day until they solved my son's case.
Wow. And so you have to be diligent in this process. All right. So, and Miss Tangela, you were sharing with me that your individuals were brought to justice. Unlike Miss Crooks, you didn't necessarily get the conviction on what you wanted the conviction on, but they were able to get the time. And there was one individual that was initially charged that did not end up with charges or being punished for this particular crime. How have you been able to leave? Have you been able to let that go and focus on the celebration of the individuals that were charged?
No, I didn't let that go, but I feel like he didn't get away though. You know?
Right. You can get by, but you don't get away.
Yeah, you don't get away. Then I feel like on stuff like that, life gonna really life for you though.
Man, because life be life and it don't stop. And the word, whatever you sow, you will reap.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to turn my attention really quickly over here to Miss Beatrice Townsend and her sons, Richard Lewis Townsend Jr.
Correct.
All right. So why don't you share with us a little bit about what happened in your particular situation?
Well, I was at home.
What year was this?
December 2019.
More recent. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And he was home. And it was a real quiet, somber December night. It was cold, little light snow on the ground and everything. And some individuals entered my home. They put a gun to my head and pinned me to the chair that I was sitting in. And they murdered my son right in front of me.
So you saw this take place?
Yes. I witnessed it. I went through it.
By the way that you described that night, I mean, it was almost, I could imagine what it looked like. Do those images or of that moment, that day, that night, do you continually play those? Are you seeing those images or did you see them for a long?
Yes.
Share
yes.
talk.
It was hard for me to sleep. I couldn't eat. I had to go to Saginaw Psychological for over a year. See a psychiatrist. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. It just hurt me to the core. And I'm still not right. I'll never be the same. Never.
There's compounded trauma that we're talking about here.
Yes.
Because we're not just talking about the trauma of losing a child, but the trauma of having your home, the space that you're supposed to feel safe, invaded, and then being a party to what's going on.
Yes.
So when you look at this, have they been able to find the perpetrators?
Oh yeah, they got all three that was involved. One of them, the girl that shot him up, that came in my house first, she ended up getting shot up paralyzed from the waist down. She already suffering.
Mm.
The second guy, Joe Black, they ended up killing him and throwing his body in Wicks Park. And main defendant, he just got sentenced in January of this year.
Wow.
Because this happened like right before COVID. And so it was a lot of setbacks and it was a lot of delays and everything. But everybody, I feel they got what they had coming.
Miss Townsend, what is your greatest in this moment, understanding everything that has happened? Justice, whether it's vigilante justice, steep justice, or whatever it is, has now been given down, right?
Yes.
What is your biggest challenge as it relates to what you've experienced? And I have to say, because I can't just talk about the loss of your son, I got to talk about what you experienced.
That 2 of them is still breathing. 2 of them is still breathing. The one that's locked up in prison and the girl that shot him up. It'll never sit right with me. Never. Long as they breathing. And my baby ain't.
And okay, so we were talking, and this is where we were. We were having this conversation. And what I love about having the 3 of you women here is that you represent various perspectives and where people are in this road to recovery, in dealing with this grief. How do you think this is settled? Do you think you're at a place where you can say, because I know you're saying, listen, they're still alive, your son is no longer here. Are you at a place where, and I don't think, if it were me, I can't imagine what some of these ladies have done when they say that they forgive. As a man of God, I can't preach that to somebody, because until you've been in that situation and walking this out yourself, I think it's a decision that you have to make. But where are you in the road in terms of, they've been talking about being able to forgive. Where are you in that process?
I'm not there yet. I
love
was
it.
brought up in Church of God in Christ. I'm Kojic, and I believe in Christianity. And I know that eventually I'm gonna, have to do that. But I'm not there. Not right now.
It takes a lot of time. They used to say that time heals all wounds. I don't agree with that. I think the time makes certain things more easy to deal with. And forgiveness is a process.
Yeah, this is his birthday month. Every holiday, every birthday. I mean, I'll never be right. I'll never be the same person that I was back in December 2019.
How have you changed, Miss Townsend? How have you changed? How has this changed you as a person?
I avoid people. If I don't want to be bothered with you, I'm not going to be bothered with you. I still got a lot of pent up anger and hatred in me. And I know this. And I know if I want to see my son again, I got to lose that.
Well, we're praying for grace, because
Yes.
you need grace to be able to enter into that space. And I'm going to say something to you that I hope other people have said. Take your time. Really just deal with it, and whatever emotions you're feeling, hold on to those emotions, feel those emotions, and work through them in your own pace. And I know that you said that you were speaking someone, you were getting some treatment. Continue that process. That will be probably a lifelong process.
Yeah.
And you'll get different gains and victories as you go through that process.
I try to look at his little daughter and remember the good memories and stuff that we had. But it just be, I could be washing dishes and he'll cross my mind and the tears will just start falling for no reason. I have good days and bad days.
I want to ask you all a question, and this is really it's not a political question, but I'm out there fighting against gun violence and the things that young people are doing. I grew up just over the overpass here out in Carlton, out in the woods. We was country, right next to the city, but we was country. And growing up as a kid, we always, you shotguns and rifles and things and pointed at targets. And because of that, I grew up as a lover of guns. I have my license to carry. I spend time at the range. I enjoy it. how do you feel about people who have, or what message do you have about people who quote unquote love guns or enjoy guns, or is there a message? Is there a correlation between how you feel and what you experience and guns? I'm curious.
I don't like them.
I don't either. I used to
like them.
hate them a lot too but as a little girl, my brother poured a gun on me. My dad carried guns, still do. But he was little, and my dad gun was there. So I just always had a fear of guns. But now, at this big age, I want them.
Okay.
I don't like you. I don't got this love for guns.
Right.
But for protection, yeah. And then I think, like the old 10, if I liked the guns then, it probably would have been all bad.
So you've evolved. Okay, I want to ask a question because I do want to catch up with my brother Willis because he's had a very emotional week. I know that. So I want to talk to him a little bit as well. But before we get to him, I want to ask this question because you all were talking about forgiveness and you were talking about how you got to the place that you were able to extend forgiveness. And I want to come back to you, Tangela, because I think you were the one who kind of opened up that conversation about forgiveness. How were you able to bring yourself to a place that you were able to let this go and actually forgive the perpetrators?
Like B said, I grew up in church too. And then, you get grown and do your own thing, you kind of fall down a little bit. I got back off into church and joined church in 2009. I think that saved me when I lost my daughter.
Okay.
And of course, my kids was in church too. But that had a lot to do with it. Like my church family was there with me as I went through
the support, the family. I always say that I don't understand, as a man of faith, I don't understand how people go through some of the things that they go through without having not necessarily a church, but a relationship with God. And how that saves me. And when I'm fighting with my own demons in my head, how it comes in and it reminds me that tomorrow is better. Tomorrow, because I would imagine that a part of your recovery is the hope that tomorrow is going to be better. Why don't you speak to that, Ms. Crooks?
Yeah, because the thing I'm looking at, I have to forgive because I look at God forgave me.
Right.
And and I'm looking at day by day. I'm trying to see my son again. And in order to see my son, I tell everyone I had to forgive those individuals. As hard as it was, yes, I have to look you in your face. And I tell you, I have to forgive you. And I'm going to keep praying for you. Because one day, I'm going to see my son again.
Because forgiveness, as we said off record, forgiveness is not about that other person. It's about you releasing yourself to heal.
That's right.
That's a powerful thing. I want to, just really quickly, what is it that you tell us about your organization? How can people get connected? How can they find support in the loved ones who have an angel in heaven? How do they connect with you?
We are on Facebook. I'm a mom with the angel in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go under Barbara Crook, or like I say, on Facebook. We are on Facebook.
Okay. What I would love to do, ladies, because I hear all of these groups that are in these small pockets that are doing this amazing work and helping people grieve. I would love to get with you all and bring you all together and have a conversation as we combat gun violence in our community. Hearing from those who are on the other side, who have lost loved ones, and having some of your input on the things that we're doing and how we go about making some of these things that you wish were in place as you were going through your processes. I would love to be able to hear those. And I hope that you guys will come back again. Make sure that you're shared. Do you have any dates coming up that you need to share or that you would like to share? When is your next meeting? Do you have a regular meeting?
Next meeting is
September 14th.
September 14th.
At TSO.
At TSO at what time?
3 o'clock.
At 3 p.m. Am I allowed to come to that meeting?
Yeah.
All right. I would
too can join if they want to.
All right. So anyone who has been impacted, I'm gonna see if I can get somebody else to come with me on September 14th. I'm going to be busy till about 1 o'clock, but I am free for 3. I hope you all will allow me to come in. I'm interested in hearing your stories, and if there's a way that we can support you by sharing your stories and helping you reach out to other people.
We appreciate this platform.
Yes.
Amen. You guys are doing amazing work, and so we have to highlight these stories in our community. Thank you so very much, ladies. I appreciate you all. We're going to transition really quickly, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Standing up for everyday Americans is at the very foundation of who Kamala Harris is. Raised in a middle-class home by a working mother who instilled in her a passion for justice and equality. That's why when Kamala Harris became district attorney, she stood up for our kids, keeping them safe by prosecuting sex offenders. She also pioneered a program to give nonviolent drug offenders a second chance. As president, Kamala Harris will continue the fight for everyday Americans. She's already lowered the cost of your health insurance and medications. Insulin is now capped at $35 for seniors. But there's more to do because mortgages, rents, groceries, and utility bills are still too high. Harris's plan to fix it? Build more homes to lower prices and make the wealthy and billionaires pay their fair share so we get a break. All her life, Kamala Harris has been standing up for us, and she doesn't plan to stop anytime soon.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for president.
Hey, it's Steve Harvey, y'all. Here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Who wants to be short? Why would I go from 6'2" down to 5'9"? Why would I want to leave this glorious view of life I've had to come down there and now I got the tippy toe? I can't get a plate out the cabinet. I'm in here trying to jump. Get the pickles off the top shelf of the refrigerator.
Kiss 107.1, simply the best R&B.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
We are back with Straight Talk, and if you notice that the scenery has changed, we now have with us Wesley Willis, who has been with us over the past 4 weeks, having these conversations, assisting me in bringing in and connecting with folks who have been impacted by gun violence. Hearing the ladies speak that were before you, Wes, is there anything, what did it do for you, to you? What did it make you think of?
Let me, know that there's no, I know this anyway. I feel there's no time limit on grieving. No one can tell you how to grieve. You see the ladies, how many years it's been. She still break down, and I relate to her because I do it, and I know I got a ways to go. She got some years in it. Wow.
It's a lot. Yeah. I'm thankful that you were able to be here and hear their stories. Yeah. When we had this conversation, and I know that this past week, and because I check in on you every now and then during the course of the week. This week was a tough one for you. What was it most that made this week tougher than other weeks? Are you sensing that some things are getting a little bit brighter or easier, or what's going on with you right now, Wes?
Well, I did myself a disservice, and my daughters were upset about it. How did I get it? But I watched probably the last hour of my son's life on video. I watched his last few minutes in the store. I watched him take his last drink of water before he walked out the door and was shot. I watched the young man casing him and watching him standing in the door. And the thing about it is, the Bible tells us, and I'm going to say this quick, that no man knows the day or hour. And it was just like I'm looking at him and he's smiling, laughing, joking with the man behind the counter, not knowing when he turned to walk away.
That was the last conversation.
That was it. And so I did myself a disservice. I kind of set myself back a little bit by watching them. And but I wanted to. I did it. I'll be all right.
What do you say? What do you say about other folks? Because I think that there's a question like what happened, and there a part of you needs to be able to have those questions answered. What do you say to other people now, having been able to see those last minute details of your son's life? What do you say to other people, or what would you recommend, or word of caution to them that may feel a similar way?
Man, you know what? The number one thing?
What's that?
Love your loved ones. Love your children, your grandchildren. If you have your mother, love your mother. If you have your father, love your father. We need love, man, because I don't know if people don't realize. When I looked at this and just watched that, I'm like, my child is getting ready to walk out that door and his life is getting ready to be over. You know, we wasting this has woke me up in so many ways because we're wasting time with arguing, we're wasting time with these crazy debates, we're wasting time trying to be in the spotlight, we're wasting time trying to be important, and all these lives are perishing.
You said something. We're wasting we're wasting time. And when you were talking about that, wasting lives, trying to be important, all of those things, what really are you saying? Let's be real about that conversation, because I think it's
worrying about ourselves, and we need to try to pour into other people, especially our young people. You know, I listened to the principal for United, Gordon, my man. He said some good things. He said some things that this system need. You know, I see where they said something about hiring mental health. You know, we need those things for these kids, man, because, you know, kids losing their parents, they gonna need some help.
Right.
You know, my friend funeral that I did, Greg Rutherford, his daughter getting ready to start college, and she found her father. You know, that's more than a murder, but just still, it's a death that this young kid got to deal with and still try to go to school. And like I told him, she gonna need some intercessory prayer.
Yeah.
Praying for, you know, when that means praying for somebody else besides yourself.
Let me ask you this question. As a man of faith, which we both are, and I've been so thankful that I've been able to share this space with you, because hearing you and hearing your pain firsthand and talking with you and having conversations once the lights go off have really kind of changed and impacted me in a way that maybe I can't even express, but I thank you for the time.
And I thank you.
But I want to ask you this question. As a pastor, if you were to preach a sermon, I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to think about this. If your next message was the message that you were preaching to somebody who was running around in circles where guns were prevalent, where conversations about what they were going to do with those guns were out there, what would you title that message?
A generation that don't know God.
A generation that don't know God.
Because I've thought about that before. That's why I was able to answer that quickly. I've thought about that topic before. A generation that doesn't know.
What does that mean to you?
They need to be taught. We need to teach. You know, and we need to go outside the churches, man. Just standing behind the pulpit and preaching in the pulpit on Sundays.
It's not where it's at. It's not where it's at.
It's not good enough. Not good enough.
Wow. So I want to ask, because I told the ladies that I was going to be coming on September 14th to their meeting. I was thinking about the fact I would love for you to accompany me to that meeting.
I'll be there.
You'll be there? All right. I think that there is an opportunity for us to just hear. If you would work with us, really provide some impact on trying to help other individuals who have been where you are. But really, I think the other side of that, let's stop moms and dads and cousins of having to deal with these issues if we can, by getting in the face of these young people. I love the fact that you're trying to turn your pain into power. And whatever we can do here at Straight Talk to help that, we certainly appreciate it. Sharice Steele Phillips, The transparency of these parents is to be commended. One of the young ladies that I fought for to make sure she was not a statistic since she was 6 months old, Embracia Mitchell. Daddy loves you as well, baby girl. People don't understand the investment of helping you, help raise you, and to see you become the woman you are today. So if you're listening to me, I love you. He told us to tell our loved ones that we love you. I absolutely love you. I love how you're growing up, taking care of your children, and doing the things that you're doing. We're going to close out here today. And I just want to say to all of those who are out there, let's like, tag, and share this conversation. There are a group of moms who have angels in heaven. That meeting is going to be on September 14th at Tia Soul at 3 p.m. If you are available, please come out. Also, I want you to go to helpcvi.com, HELPCVI.com. We are putting up a section on there that talks about neighborhood safe zones and how each of the members of this community can be a part of what needs to take place to get in the face of these kids so that we can keep them from doing some of the things that they're doing, but also to help a family and a community heal. I want to thank each and every one of you for your time, your attention. As usually we say, take care of yourselves and each other. God bless you all. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on Straight Talk